guys, how have you been? My name is Rispa Nyabate for those who don't know me. If this is your first time to watch my video, feel most welcome and I hope you will come back again and again. Please also, you can watch other videos and also subscribe, like and share. For those who are regulars, people who have been watching my videos, I want to appreciate you a lot. I really appreciate the support, and I hope we get to learn more about each other and we grow also as a group. It's always a joy. So today I'm going to talk about grief, and I know it's a very sensitive topic for most people. So many people have gone through it. It's sad to lose someone that you care for, and it's even worse when you have to deal with other things. But with time, through the process of losing a very special person in my life, I've learned to appreciate the little things in life, like just sharing moments, remembering the moments we spent together, the nice things we did to each other. And this kind of like gives me some sort of joy. I don't know if I should call it joy, but it does. It gives me a bit of joy to know that at least I spent time together with this person, and I was happy at that moment, at that time. But the real problem is, how do you let go? How do you accept and move on? I will speak from experience. Early this year, we lost someone who was very close to us. And in her situation, it was even worse because it wasn't just her. Everything in the family changed. The family dynamic changed. So many things changed. The kids were so very affected, and even now they're affected in such a bad way that only God can intervene. But the main topic here is how to deal with grief, especially in situations where other things keep happening and they seem like they're taking you back. Please understand one thing. That is something I've had to learn. That God has a plan. And when some of these things happen, whether they happen in ways that we don't understand or we do understand, because some of our family members get sick and it leads to death. And some situations you just don't understand. Why? How? Why so fast? I wish we had a chance to even, talk for the last time, plan, do something. But understand this, that God has a plan. And He doesn't do things just for the sake of it. He has a reason for everything. And you don't have to ask deeper. Just know that whatever happened is for the best. If God allowed it, then there has to be a perfect reason. If you have that in mind and you set it in your heart, it's easy to let go and to move on into the next step of grief. But first, accept that it has happened. Accept it in your heart. Cry. Another thing you have to do is cry. Just let it out. Whichever way you want to do it. Some people cry, some people travel, others, just do anything. Some people just prefer to talk it out. Even with your pastor, with your close friends, with your best friend, with your companion. Some people prefer doing that. But whichever way you want to do it, make sure you are doing it to release the pain, to accept the fact that the worst has happened and you have to deal with it. Then at the same time, understand how God works. Understand that everything that happens in our life is according to the will of God. There's a plan for every one of us. A good plan. God has a reason for everything. And sometimes it might be hurtful to you, but believe me, it is the best decision God had to do for that person that you lost. To give them peace. To make them rest from all the struggles of this world. There is a reason. Accept that the will of God has come to pass. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm just saying, if you have these fundamentals in your heart and in your mind, you realize that you begin to have some peace in your heart and some sense of understanding that is not even, it's not humanly possible. It just comes from God. That understanding is, you cannot get it just from your own strength or power. It only comes from God. It's supernatural. When you set in your mind and you let it go and believe in God and just choose to follow the will of God, the supernatural happens. You begin to have supernatural understanding. Something happens. And then again, pray. Because you're going to be reminded over and over again by situations when you're asleep and you remember that you're not going to see this special person again, by things that you feel if this person was there, things would have been better. This person would have made better decisions on your behalf, on the behalf of their children, their relatives. Some things are going to happen that will cause you to, again, step back or take some steps back in your grieving process. So when these things happen that keep reminding you or taking you back, pray. Pray over and over again. Just call the name of God. Ask Him to take the situation in His hands and bring peace. Prayer is very important. I have shared over and over again. Sorry, I keep moving. But the main thing is just to get my points. These are very simple things, but are very important. They help. Pray and ask God to help you to understand, to let go. Ask God to take charge, because God knows best. He knows best how to deal with certain situations. Guess what? Even if this person would wake up, maybe they wouldn't make the situation any better. And maybe it could be even worse with them alive. So even if these situations remind you of how well a situation, even if these situations take you back and they cause you to think that maybe if this person was alive, things would have been better, just know that it is done. It is done. They are not going to come back. And you have to be very objective on how the matters that have come that are causing you to remember this person can be better handled. The only way you can have this kind of wisdom is through prayer. Because it is only God who gives that wisdom. It is only God who gives that kind of thinking. Only God can bestow it in you. Give yourself a chance to have a peace of mind, to let God take charge over every situation that happens, regardless of whether good or bad, or even worse still. Just allow God to take charge. Pray. So please, first thing, like I have mentioned, is to accept that it is the will of God. Cry. Talk to someone. Do anything that will help you to let go and accept the situation. And then pray. Pray. Pray and ask God to take charge of the situation. Especially when things happen, decisions have to be made, and you feel like if this person was alive, it would have been better. Pray. Another thing is to one thing that all these things I'm sharing are things that I do. Keep in touch with family. You see, the same people who have been affected, they could be going through worse. In their minds, they could be suffering. And imagine just talking about it, sharing with each other. It helps. It also reminds you of the people that have been left back that love you more. That you're not alone. Remember that you're not alone in this situation. You have people who care, people who you can share with, and talk things out and encourage each other. Keep in touch with other family members, friends, relatives who have equally been affected by this situation. And then again, try to learn from it. Learn from the situation. Make yourself a better person. Enjoy every moment that you have when you are alive. Make an impact in society. Align everything in your life so that people are not affected negatively when you're no longer there. Just learn from the situation. And then give yourself time. It's not gonna end just like that. It's gonna take a while. Understand that it's going to take time. It takes time. There's a whole grieving process. It takes time. There's nothing wrong with crying. There's nothing wrong with talking about it. Give yourself time. When the feeling comes, cry, pray, do all these things that I have shared. Try to pick the lessons that you have learned from this situation, and everything will be fine. Also take time to appreciate that you had this special person in your life and the impact they made in your life. It will make you smile and understand if it wasn't this person, I wouldn't have been married. If it wasn't this person, I wouldn't have met these beautiful souls. If it wasn't this person, I wouldn't have aligned my life better. There's always a reason why someone comes into your life. And even though sometimes it's long-lived, short-lived, it's for the best. For my friends, relatives, colleagues who have lost people that I know about, all I can do is pray. And even where you are seated, if you have someone close who is going through loss, it's such a painful process, and there's nothing much you can do to help them, but the best you can do is pray and talk to them. When they open up to you, give them a chance to speak their mind. Encourage them, hug them, give them hope, pray for them. Remember this: all things work together for good for those who trust in God. And if you're not, even if you're not a prayerful person, just know there is a God who takes care of his children, and you will be fine. Everything will be okay. God is constantly fighting our battles, and he loves us so much that he cares for the tiny little things that we take for granted. Even that tear that you drop, that feeling that you have in your heart, it touches him. The Bible says that he is touched by the feelings of our infirmity. Those little things that take away our peace, those little things that make us cry, those little things that cause us to be sad. God is an all-knowing God. He feels it. He knows it. Remember, he created you, so you will be fine. If there's one thing that I want you to remember out of all this, just know you will be okay. Everything that has a beginning has an end. The pain will end. It will stop. The grief will stop. The sadness will end. God will replace it with joy. Everything that has a beginning has an end. You will be fine. But there is a process, and sometimes it's not easy. Give yourself a chance to go through it, and eventually the will of God will prevail. That is it for now. Today I just wanted to share that. That is it for now. May God be with you, and may you continue striving on regardless of whatever challenges that come your way. Remember, those who have gone have fulfilled their purpose in life. You have a long way to go. The fact that you are still breathing is proof that you are needed on earth, and you have a purpose, and God has a plan for your life. Allow yourself to walk in the path which God has created you for, and everything shall be according to God's will. That is it for now. Wherever you are, I wish you all the best, and may everything be well with you. If you have not subscribed, please feel free to subscribe. So enjoy the rest of the day and be encouraged. Bye for now.